really quick, man. It's been a crazy 24 hours, man. Like not even 24 hours, honestly. It's been kind of like crazy as of late in regards to everything that's happened last night, and um, it's not really going to be like a roll these windows up. It's just kind of like going to be like a quick little recap, man. I kind of want to kind of touch on here. Um, I didn't, it was tough loss, man. Tough loss. But I think what I don't want is kind of bothered me a little bit, man. Just all the stuff that was coming out yesterday. She's kind of glares crazy. Like the stuff that was coming out yesterday with the whole cat situation, everything like that. Like I didn't, and just the reports that came out about him and big task. Yeah, it's a real video, man. I'm in the car, man. I had to go shopping real quick. Anthony Clark, what's going on, man? Like I didn't really like the whole stuff with that was kind of coming out about what happened in the locker room, like before, like during the season. Like I didn't like that how that dropped. Like, you know what I mean? All those things that kind of like happened. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that was going on behind the scenes and all season. Like I get it. You know what I mean? Those guys got a job to do. Big shouts to all those guys. Fred Katz, and I gotta name names because that's kind of like what happened with him and James Edward III, and those guys are great at what they do, man. They got a job to do. I get it. I just didn't like the fact that as soon as the season was over, like it wasn't even like an hour in. It was maybe like 10 minutes in, and just all this stuff comes out about Cat, and it was just Cat centered, like how it was him. He was the problem, and had a whole bunch of team meetings, and yo, man. The smoke hasn't even cleared. The smoke's not even done. The fire's still burning. These guys are still feeling passionate about their loss. And not even 10 minutes in to talking about how dysfunctional this team is in the locker room. Stuff that they had information on that they waited and held on to and just released. Like, as soon as this game was over, we're going to release this. It's like, come on, man. Even a question with Brunson. I did it on my show last night about, do you think the coach should be back or whatever he talked about? And Brunson had to say to the reporter, like, yo, man, is that a serious question? Like, is that a serious question right now? And it stinks because, these guys just got done, man. They ain't even clean out their lockers yet, man. They ain't even get back on the plane going back home. And it's a whole bunch of nonsense about the stuff that happened in the locker room and all season, and should you bring the coach back, and asking these guys crazy questions. They're not going to have the answers to that. They're just not. They're not going to be ready and prepared to answer those type of questions. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the emotions being high and just how they're feeling in the moment, man. I just thought that was kind of whack. You know what I mean? I'm being honest with you. I thought it was kind of whack. I love this team, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we can easily get on guys. We can easily kind of point fingers at guys. We could do that across the board with everybody. Like, it ain't just Towns. It's not just him. I've mentioned on numerous times, like, my issues with the coach, right? I get it. But what I do know is that it's still fresh, man. Like, they just lost. Like, it's not even a matter of, like, it's been a couple of weeks or, whatever. And I get that, but like an hour or maybe 10 minutes after they lost, you hear all this nonsense coming out. And I think that certain things are best kept inside until you kind of figure out the nuances of that before you just flood the gates. Because automatically, just how people are, automatically they're going to say, okay, Towns was the problem. They're going to say Towns was the problem. Towns was the issue. Like, automatically. Based on what came out, they're going to say Towns was the problem. He can't play defense. That's the issue. We were having issues all year long. He's the reason why this happened. Like, I'm not saying that's what that's saying, but people reading that's what that's going to portray. It's going to portray that he's the problem. So that's why I didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I didn't like that, and I thought it was kind of whack, because I thought that because of everything that this team has been through and just how far they got. Let's commend them first. Then we can maybe like give it a month, man. Let it kind of simmer down, and then we can kind of weed out what's really going on here and things that we can fix so that we can win. Like, we can't automatically. And then it's like, the whole Giannis and KD talk. Like, guys, this team, this is year one of this project, man. Year one. Year one. You know what I'm saying? And the way these teams have been built, all these teams who have won, they've kind of let the joint simmer. They've kind of waited and kind of said, all right, cool. This is the team we have. We got pretty far. All right, let's run it back. Like, let's kind of maybe add a couple of pieces here, meaning coming off the bench. But at the core, I think we're good. Remember, guys, we didn't have Mitch for majority of the season. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big part to what it is that we like to do. So I'm just saying, like, I'm going to have another show. We're going to kind of really go into details about how we're going to break down the season, what it looks like, contracts and all that other stuff. I'll definitely have a show about that. But I just kind of wanted to hop on here and kind of talk about, like, I just didn't like that, man. I just didn't like that. And I don't think it's fair to the guys. And most importantly, out of all people, I don't think it's fair to Cat. Like, I don't think it's fair to Cat. You know what I mean? I thought he had an exceptional season, and I thought he played really, really well. And so for these reports to come out and for it to paint him like he's the problem, like he's the reason, and so I didn't think that's fair to him. This is an all NBA guy. This is, if we want to be real, and we want to be honest, and this is going to be a hot take, but let's be honest here. He's got better accolades in his resume box, in his trophy set in the NBA than Brunson. He does. He's got a better trophy case than Brunson. And Brunson's just as bad defensively. And I'm a Brunson guy. Like, I take my captain over everybody. But to make it seem like this guy was the main reason, like he's the problem, just because of how that story came out, I have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that that's fair to him. I don't think that's fair to the team. And I don't think that that's kind of like it just paints the wrong picture, man. That we weren't getting along as a team, right? And I think that when you paint things like that, or you kind of have messages like that, that's kind of like being portrayed out there, or messages being put out there, it kind of gives people the perception that, yo, man, we should have never brought Cat here. We should have never brought, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. We lost. It sucks. People are in their feelings about it, and I understand it. You know what I mean? It's valid. You know what I mean? But nobody likes to lose, but you got to lose sometimes, man, in order to build. You know what I'm saying? It's called destroy and rebuild. You got to do that in order to kind of know what you need to fix in order to get to the next level. But to say that our all-NBA guy who came here and had a phenomenal season was a big reason why the Knicks got further than what they did in 25 years, and just destroy this guy, like, okay, we've had all these meetings because of him. He's the one. It's just defensive issues and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wait a minute. We got a guy at the top of the key. At the top of the key that everyone loves and is basically a cone when it comes to defense. He's terrible defensively. I love Brunson, but he is. We got to call a thing, but he ain't here to play defense. Like, I get that. Same thing with Towns. But the issues and the things that are being shot out there about him are just insane. And so I just wanted to kind of hop on here and talk about that, man. I just didn't think it was fair to Cat. I don't think it was fair to the team. And I love this team, man. I love who we are. I love what we bring to the table, man. I just didn't think it was good at all. And I think that's something, we got to kind of realize as Knicks fans, man. We have a really good team. We got to continue to build on this. We got to continue to see exactly what we have by building and not, blowing it up as soon as we just have a great team and now we just want to destroy it. I just don't think that's a smart thing to do, right? And so we got to let this simmer. We got to let this continue to bake and be ready for next year, man. I think we're going to have another good shot. Now, we want to talk about the coach and stuff like that. That's a different conversation. Because I think scheme and all that other stuff and figuring out ways to change up some things, I guess. I think it's something that could is a good conversation to have. But I don't. But I just don't think, we blow it up and just go get Giannis and Kate. I don't think that's the right decision to do, man. Especially after year one of this project, you got to see this thing through. You know what I'm saying? So see exactly how things pan out. But yeah, man, I just want to hop on here and chop it up with you guys and let you guys know that. All right, but let me get up out of here. I'm LV Live, man. I just wanted to kind of chop it up with you guys really quick. All right, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. I will see you guys soon coming up. But let me know, man. Let me know what you guys think, man, about this, man, because I think it's kind of crazy that this is happening in the towns. All right, I'm LV Live, and I'm out of here.